Do you think you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced jazz pianist? You might be surprised that you're actually better than you thought, or you might just be getting a little dose of humble pie. I'm Jonny May, and my jazz piano videos have hit millions of views on YouTube, and today I'm going to show you exactly what level you're at and what you should be practicing to get to the next level, starting with level number 1. Now, if you like that, definitely stay tuned for levels 2 and 3, because it's going to sound amazing as we work through each level. So level 1 is probably easier than you think, because all I'm doing is playing a single note melody and then 3 notes on the bottom, okay? So this is called a chord shell. It's 2 notes in the left hand, 1 note in the right hand, and it's super simple. We got the melody and the chord. And then I just pop the chord. You see that? Any beginner pianist could do this. And then I go single note melody, 2 notes on the bottom, doesn't get easier than this, and then I have my full chord. Okay, very, very simple. This is called a B flat major 7 chord, and a beginner absolutely can play this. Now, I do not recommend at this level that you start adding all these fills, because it's going to be way too much. If you're a beginner pianist, you really need to focus on 3 things: your melody, your chords, and your groove. And once you've established those things, you can start to add those really cool fills. Okay. Also at level 1, I do not recommend that you start walking bass lines, because the moment you walk a bass line, right, it becomes a lot to think about, okay? So keep it really simple and focus on the groove. All right, if you like level 1, you're really gonna get excited about level 2, because at level 2, we're really gonna dig into those chords and that bass line, and we're gonna add some really cool passing chords. It's gonna sound amazing, but make sure to watch all the way through, because I'm gonna teach you exactly what I'm doing. You ready for it? Here we go. Now, if you like that, you definitely want to watch all the way to the end, because the advanced version sounds insanely good. And you might be surprised when I break down the advanced version how simple some of the techniques are. So for level 2, I'm actually using a very simple technique called block chords. And here's what I'm doing. I'm taking my melody and I'm adding 3 notes under each melody note. So instead of G minor like that, I go like that. Doesn't that sound amazing? These are called block chords, and they're thick sounding chords where we can really color each melody note. Okay, so on G minor, it's a G minor 7, okay? Then I do a little passing chord, like on a D. You see that? It's like a D dominant 7 with a flat 9, and then back to my G, and then I do this on every chord. There's my C minor. Doesn't that sound great? And then what I do is I add some little fills. Okay? These are called rootless voicing chords. Rootless voicing, they have no root in them. And I love to use rootless voicing chords as fills. I highly recommend that you learn rootless voicing chords, because you can throw them in anywhere in your jazz tunes and they sound great. So we have ta, ta, ta. Now we're on our F chord, okay? C minor to a very jazzy F chord. Beautiful way to play an F chord. And then I come back in with my melody using block chords. So it's an F7, I'm just walking it up, okay? F7, I actually have a little 9 in there. And then B flat major, super simple, like 4 note chord, and then I do my little fills. Okay, this is a really cool technique called tritone substitution. And it's basically like an E7 going to my E flat major 7, and then check this one out. It's my E flat chord. I'm using 4 notes blocked up the piano, and I do the same thing on the A, and then I do the same thing on the D, okay? And there's different ways to play each of these chords. You can add some extra colorful notes, but these are basically block chords, and then I add these fills kind of in the gaps. All right, next I'm going to show you that amazing bass line, but before we do this, if you want to go deep and learn all of your block chords and your rootless voicings, we've put together full-length learning tracks where you'll learn exactly how to play these chords, essential exercises, how to use them on tunes. These are in our levels 6 and 7 foundations learning tracks over at pianowithjonny.com. I'll link to those below. So for the bass line, it's actually easier than it sounds because all I'm doing is connecting these chords, the C minor to F, and what I love to do is little walk-ups. So C chromatically into my F, okay? That's basically what I'm doing a lot of the time, and then when I'm coming down to a chord to like B flat, I do fifths, like that. You see that? So, and then to my B flat, I do a walk-up, chromatic into my E flat. You see that? And then I go fifths down, okay? I love this system, but I don't just do chromatic walk-ups and fifths, I add these little swing notes. Isn't that nice? So basically on my C minor chord, you see that? Walking up, little extra note C on the bottom, we call these ghost notes. See that? And then bum, bum, and then here I go. Right, chromatic in my B flat, walking it up, ghost note, you see that? And then fifths down, and then here I go, ba-dum, bum, okay? So these ghost notes sound really good. Bum, 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 bum. You see that? And then bum, 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 bum. You see that? Ghost notes. And then I walk chromatically back into my C. Now at this level, I do not recommend that you play any crazy runs down the piano. For example, you could play the melody, and then you could do some crazy run, right? But that's gonna definitely be at that advanced level. So at this level, what I want you to focus on is harmonizing your melody with those beautiful block chords. I want you to focus on that left-hand bass line and getting it really solid. And finally, you're gonna wanna put your hands together and groove on this. And by the way, you can change the fill rhythm, okay? These are meant to sort of guide you. I do want you to come up with your own rhythms as you play this. All right, you're probably thinking, Jonny, beginner, intermediate, it's cool, but show me the good stuff. Come on, give me the money. I know you can do better than that, Jonny. And indeed, it is true. If you want to play like Art Tatum, Oscar Peterson, Bill Evans, Keith Jarrett, the top pianists in the world, what might you play? Well, there are so many things that you could do, but what I'm going to show you is my favorite way of playing this at an advanced pro level. You're gonna play some crazy cool chords in the left hand with some jumps. We're gonna add some passing chords. I'm gonna show you 3 of my favorite amazing runs down the piano. And you're gonna learn some very hip ways to harmonize your melody. Are you ready, my friends? Because it doesn't get better than this, in my opinion. Now this style is actually easier to play than it sounds because the techniques that I'm using are actually incredibly simple, and once you understand them, you're gonna actually start to be able to use some of these runs in your own playing. For example, when I played that first run, okay, that run sounds incredibly pro, and it might sound like, oh my gosh, what on earth is Jonny playing? It's actually a very, very simple scale that uses only half notes and whole notes the entire way down. So when I get to my first chord, C minor, what I'm doing is I'm playing this scale, and what it is a scale that comes from what's called the C diminished scale, or the C dominant diminished scale. It is a whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step scale. And I'm using this scale because it works on the F7 chord. Okay? I'm not just playing this scale, but I'm modifying it slightly by going. I'm putting a B flat in there so it just resonates a little bit better with the home key of B flat. Okay, so this is a really cool scale that you can use if you're on a dominant chord and you're going to like an F7 to a B flat major 7, you can use this right on your F7 chord and it sounds amazing. Likewise, when we get to the next chord, I do another cool run, that run, and you might be thinking, oh my goodness, Johnny, that sounds super pro. Guess what? It's actually easier to play than it sounds because all I'm doing is playing the same half step, whole step scale down the piano, but I'm starting on a different note. So the scale that I'm using is a half step, whole step scale. I'm doing this little turn here, you see it? And then I come down, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, and I land on my note, okay? So it's the same scale, the dominant diminished scale, but it starts on a different scale. And then on the next section, I do a different scale on my A minor 7 flat 5. And guess what scale it is? The C melodic minor scale, okay? A lot of beginner pianists learn this scale. It's a simple scale. It looks a lot like C major, and I'm literally just playing this scale down the piano on this chord. So this is how we play these beautiful runs, is we just take a simple scale, drill it down the piano at a fast speed. But what I want you to remember is that the scales themselves are actually very simple. It's the speed that makes them sound really complex. So here's what I want to tell you. If you're more on the beginner intermediate side, you don't have to be super advanced to play these scales. You can play them at a slower speed. You see it? And so you definitely can start to use these in your own playing. The other thing that I'm doing for the advanced style is I'm doing what's called a stride left hand. Doesn't that sound beautiful? I love this sound. This is that Art Tatum stride sound. Teddy Wilson played stride, Fats Waller. And definitely, if you're an advanced pianist, you're gonna wanna learn the stride left hand. And once again, it is not as hard to play as it sounds. So here's basically what I'm doing. I'm taking my chords and I'm just doing a jumping pattern on each of the chords. And usually I'm just using a small set of notes. So on my first chord, C minor 7, I do grab a rootless voicing, which we talked about earlier, and then I add a little passing chord. This is a G flat 7, and then for this one I go to a rootless voicing on a G flat 7, into my F7, there's my 3-note rootless voicing, and then I add a passing chord on a B, okay? That's called tritone substitution, and then B flat major, and then I add a passing chord, E7, and then I go to a nice thick E flat major 6, okay, I harmonize the 5th, and then I continue on, A minor 7, passing chord, D, D, you with me? And then on the G, G minor 7, D7, and then a nice thick G minor 7, and then I love this, G7 leads us back to our C minor 7. Now, if you're playing at this advanced level, I want to warn you about something. There's a very good chance that you played classical piano when you were a kid, or maybe you are currently a classical pianist and you can technically play this. But the problem is that if you're trained as a classical pianist, you might be tempted to play this very technically accurately, but you might end up losing the feel of the swing groove. And so if you're playing this, what I don't want you to do is just play the exact notes as they're written, but I want you to focus on the feel. And when you're doing a stride feel, okay, notice even when I'm playing runs, I still have a strong sense of groove and I'm still punching certain notes. I'm holding certain notes back. I'm playing certain notes longer and shorter. And this is the feel. This is the phrasing. And so if you're playing at this level, really focus on the phrasing and retaining that swing feel. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out pianowithjohnny.com. I believe that you have huge potential as a pianist and you can reach levels that you never imagined. And we've laid out step by step what you should practice to get from beginner to pro. So check it out and I'll see you in the next video.